Ah, the time of year for fright and delight. Halloween, when it's perfectly acceptable to try to scare the pants off of people. But do you know the scariest thing about Halloween? Pumpkins in the garbage. Hi, I'm Amy Landers with Gardens That Matter, where we believe your garden is the key to better food, a better life, and a better planet. And every year in the US, farmers grow 2 billion pounds of pumpkins. That's billion with a B, 2 billion pounds of pumpkins. And the vast majority of these end up in the landfill, where they're going to rot anaerobically, release methane gas, which is one of our greenhouse gases, and contribute to climate change. Now, don't let that spook you. There is a better way. You can create an organic graveyard for pumpkins by composting. One of my favorite things about fall is all the variety in pumpkins you can find. Different shapes and sizes and colors. Pumpkins for eating, pumpkins for canning, pumpkins for decorating, and of course, pumpkins for carving. And while pumpkins, like all the squashes, pack a ton of goodness, nutrients, antioxidants, fiber, most pumpkins are not eaten. The vast majority are grown for carving into jack-o'-lantern masterpieces. Carving pumpkins has become a tradition at our house. The boys love the process of designing and creating their jack-o'-lantern. Plus, they love any process where they get to pair creativity with dangerous objects. Knives, fire, scary. But what do you do with the pumpkins after Halloween? What do you do when you're done using them as decorations? Well, the second part of our pumpkin tradition is composting. How about you? Have you ever composted a pumpkin? It's really easy to do, like composting any fruit or vegetable, and if they're partially decomposed, no problem. Fine to put them in the compost bin. So if you already have a compost bin, you're just going to be adding to it. If you don't, this is a great opportunity to start one. You can use the fall leaves as your brown cover material to help with composting your pumpkin. And if you're not into composting, I do have a couple other ideas for you we'll come back to at the end. Now, when you're getting ready to compost your pumpkin, you want to remove the candle and any man-made decorations. Anything metal or plastic, those are not going to decompose, so you don't want to put them into your compost bin. If you've painted your pumpkin with non-toxic water-based paint, that's going to be fine to go into the compost as well. Next, you want to think about the seeds. If you haven't scooped seeds out of your pumpkin, if you're using a whole pumpkin, those seeds might survive the process and sprout in your garden or out of your compost bin. If that bothers you, you could go ahead and pull the seeds out now and feed them to the wildlife, or if they're still in good shape, you could roast them for yourself. Next, you're just going to put the pumpkin into the compost bin. You can actually put the whole thing in there, maybe dig down, dig a depression, put it in, fill it in with leaves and other material. Or if you want it to break down faster, you're going to want to break it up or cut it up into smaller pieces. Smashing pumpkins is another favorite part of this process for our kids. No compost bin? No problem. You can still keep it out of the landfill. If you have chickens, they'll eat your pumpkin, most likely. Or you can put it out for wildlife, birds and squirrels. Our friend Kata told us about a squirrel who'd been eating her pumpkin, who popped out of it as she walked by and scared her. If you're not into feeding wildlife, another great way to do something with your pumpkin besides the landfill after you're done with it is to simply bury it. Dig a hole, probably break the pumpkin up so you don't have to dig too big of a hole. It could be in your garden, it could be in a flower bed, it could just be in an out of the way part of your yard. Dig a hole, put the pumpkin pieces in there, and then cover it with soil or leaves or mulch. A few months later, in your compost pile, in that hole, that pumpkin will have decomposed, become organic matter to feed all kinds of good bacteria and fungi in your soil, which makes healthy soil, which is going to make healthy plants. Maybe you'll plant a pumpkin for next year in that spot. So this year, add to your pumpkin tradition by composting. If you'd like some help learning how to compost or you want more garden goodness, come on over to gardensthatmatter.com, where you can sign up for emails, take classes, and explore more videos and blog posts. If you liked this video, I hope you'll subscribe and let us know down below with a like or a comment. Tell me about your pumpkin traditions. Until I see you again, happy gardening!